Hello guys, hope you are doing well today. As I saw, I forgot to turn on the microphone. Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. We are going to discuss about the Bank of Japan and what may happen next. Considering that all the Japanese yen pairs are already showing some weakness, it was related with the Bank of Japan. The problem is so far that if the Bank of Japan is going to raise the interest rates further, what may happen in the near future. So let's begin. We are going to look at from a fundamental and technical perspective and also from the past, because we don't have to look at messages from the Bank of Japan. It was a type of discussion. The market is already expecting that the Bank of Japan Governor Ueda continue to speak. It was this one on monetary policy during his appearance on Thursday. They were discussing about a possible rate hike during these moments. And at the same moment, USDN, that is also the leader for the market related to the yen pairs, moved down very aggressively, but it was not like the other ones, because the other currency pairs related with the yen moved, let's say, in a better way. They performed better, not like USDN. However, the comments related with Ueda this time, it was that Ueda told Prime Minister need to check wage services price outlook. As you can see, this topic was related with the wages. They want to increase the wages again. If we are going to refer to the history, what happened on the past, also during this moment, it was during the previous year, October 2022, they speculated with the same thing. So they increased the interest rates, the base salary, the minimum salary, and this created this type of movement. So they created an intervention in the market, but it was not related with an increase on the interest rates. So overall, since when we had the war between Ukraine and Russia and all of this mess began in the financial world, we can see that the Bank of Japan didn't do anything at all. But if we are going to compare all of this with the other economies, with the other major economies, we can see that the US increased the interest rates in order to stop the inflation getting higher. We saw the Bank of Canada, Eurozone, the Bank of Australia, Bank of New Zealand. So all the other central banks increased the interest rates during the last 2 years. The Bank of Japan is a real surprise that they didn't take further steps regarding the yield curve control. Also, the previous intervention was related only with the part that they speculated about increase on the minimum salary, because the minimum salary is not going to create this type of wave. However, later this was created also for the problem that the US economy had during that moment of time. We saw the inflation to increase more than normal, that reached its peak that was dating back 40 years ago. All the other economies performed in the same way, but later we can see again that USD-yen increased further. This was related with the fact because the Bank of Japan is doing nothing, they didn't do anything, and this is also a critical moment during this month. How I see so far is that the Japanese economy, they had a slowdown on the GDP data for the quarter. It was minus 0.7% for the quarter versus 0.5% that it was expected. But on the other hand, also the inflation that was on October and November, it was very high. It was 2.9%. It was the 19th month in a row that it was increased, but the benchmark that they have is at 2%. So overall, the inflation is not performing so well. It is likely that the Bank of Japan will intervene, but in my opinion, it will be very, very difficult for this type of intervention. There are so many reasons that I'm looking at in this way. Oh, just one moment, I'm reading the comments. We are going to look at many of the EM pairs, just don't rush, please. We are going to check them also from a technical perspective and what may happen. Thank you so much for joining. Today will be the topic only for the EM pairs. The other pairs we may add tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. So let's see what may happen during these moments. I would like to say that we have to be careful with the Bank of Japan. We had many critical moments during this period of time. So when the price was at this point, I have shared this analysis several times. The price was losing volume. Here we had the price and how already reacted. The problem is that when the price was on October 2022, it moved down because of the salaries. If we can see the current situation, probably everything related to the pairs is in overbought conditions and the market needs to release liquidity. Another problem that I see is that despite the fact that we had this big bearish movement that happened, the first reason that I see is that the Bank of Japan probably was involved in this move in order to create some sell-off and to create some balance here, despite the fact that they are not making this clear to the public or they didn't comment anything about this problem. On the other hand, they created many speculations in the market. So also when the price was growing from this bottom here, when the price was to the bottom and it was rising, they said that we are going to intervene in the market if the price is going to reach 145. So this was the intervention point. And what happened here? As you can see, the price reaction was very strong. This was the first intervention. Just one moment. And as you can see, the first reaction that it was created on July 2023, the beginning of July, the price created a very strong aggressive sell-off. It was not created from the Bank of Japan, in my opinion. It was very big. It was approximately 750 pips down, but this was created from the public, considering that they had a signal here that the Bank of Japan was going to intervene. I think that after they saw this type of stability in the price, they didn't take further steps again. The price began the same movement here, increased, created the breakout above 145 and 45, and after that no one couldn't stop this movement. The Bank of Japan, during all these months that we can see from the bottom up to the top, they only said that we are going to monitor the market, we are looking at closely the currency market, we are looking at the price development of USD yen. So it's very weird because they didn't intervene here and the price was stopped close to the top when it reached 151.60. So this is why we have to be careful. They are not honest at all, so they are not consistent in what they say and what they are already doing in the market. This is very important because none of the financial institutions should cheat in this type of way. In this way is very strange. They didn't take further steps here, but they said also that when the price began to increase up to 150, they said again that we are going to intervene in the market. So as you can see, we had two critical points and they didn't do anything again. So this was the first one that they say. So as you can see, all of these can be classified probably as fake news from the Bank of Japan because they didn't take further actions here. This is very weird for a central bank because usually when they make such type of announcements, they have a clear situation related with the economic situation, related with what they want. So it is not making sense at all in this way. Also, when the price made reached 145, 150, sorry, it was created the same situation, and only when the price reached the top, it was stopped again. So I think that there are 2 points at this moment, or 2 reasons, let's say, why the price already reacted. The first one is that it reached the all-time high where it was before. On the other hand, probably we have a possible sell-off from the Bank of Japan, considering that this sell-off was created across all the yen pairs. And on the other hand, we have also the public that was focused. And if you are going to read the news, all the news websites were writing about a possible intervention, considering that they did the same thing during the previous year. They made also that clear on September that probably they will change the yield curve control and the interest rates probably at the end of the year. And this is another reason, in my opinion, that this sell-off was created. However, if we are going to take in consideration everything what has happened from the Bank of Japan, I'm going only to make a fast search here. Look at the search. And as you can see, on November 1st, Bank of Japan continued its monetary policy tweaks. October 31, Bank of Japan disappoints markets again despite another yield curve control. On October 31, Bank of Japan marginally tweaks its yield curve control policy. Bank of Japan again yield curve control October 31. Let's go further. Bank of Japan leaves interest rates yield curve control policy unchanged on September 22nd. We can see earlier, Bank of Japan, no surprises expected looking at July. This was on June. So as you can see, during all the previous month, they said that we are going to change the yield curve control, we are going to improve the situation, and they did nothing. So the history is showing the same thing what they did before, and probably this is only a game that they are doing. What I'm not understanding at this moment is the fact that what they, which is their purpose in all of this, because it is not making sense to wait for the economy to recover or to wait for the economic data to change when we are not doing anything at all. So this is very weird. However, I think that probably they are doing the same jokes again. They will not make changes, and we have to be very careful with the short positions again. So let's see from the technical perspective what may happen across many yen pairs. The first one that we are going to look at is USD yen. Probably we are at the beginning of a new trend here at this moment, after we saw everything what happened from the top. So we are right at this moment. The first 5-wave count that we had previously, and also the 5-wave that we may see in red, was right as a count, considering that we had near the top this bearish move. As you can see, the bearish move that happened already confirmed that both waves were completed, and we are now in a possible bearish trend. But what may happen? So if we are going to refer to the daily chart, usually after after a five wave increase, usually the price begins the correction. But on the other hand, most of the time it happens with an ABC movement that it can develop in many ways. So far we are in the bearish possible development. The Elliott wave expanded in a perfect way so far. Probably the A wave that we are looking at as the first impulsive movement already was completed at this point, how I see. And the price found also a strong support close to the wave of the fifth wave, to the first wave here. So it is likely that the price may begin a bearish wave, and it has many reasons to create this type of movement. The chances that it can do this move are very high, and I am looking at in this way because the Bank of Japan, or let's say the hopes that the Bank of Japan may disappear easily, the market will focus during this weekend, and everyone will understand that probably they will not do anything yet. So it can take time for them to change the monetary policy statement. If this is going to happen, then the next movement is going to be up again for the B wave correction. The problem is that we don't have anything to confirm this so far because the first move was very aggressive, and on a 1 hour chart we can see that we have a minor structure. So the probability is high, in my opinion, that if the price will manage to hold this area here, probably it will continue to increase further from this point. Otherwise, if the price will come down again, then it can do everything before it moves higher or probably lower. So for the moment, I'm looking at only for this possible scenario. Also, if it comes a bit lower, it will not be a big problem. But I think that it is likely that we may see the price to rise further. This is a possible move. It depends on how the price will develop this time. But overall, we should see a B wave correction, and with this movement that we have, with this bearish move, the chances are very high that the market will push the price down again if this is going close to the top, or probably even let's say a bit lower than the top. It will not be a big problem. However, we should know that the next trade will be down again from this point. We may have this ABC movement to take place. Another reason that we may see the bearish move happening after the B wave completion that I'm expecting is because the market already saw the price to create this type of move. It was a big move from 152 to 141. So overall we are talking about 1000 pips. And if the price is going to create the bullish correction, then we already know that it is going to react again, because finally we saw a bearish move that was very large in time and in a pip, sorry, that if we are going to look at the chart, we can see this type of movement created before. So if we are going to look at the chart in this way, this is very interesting because we don't have such moves created before. So look at the previous moves. This is a strong reason, in my opinion, that if the price will create the bullish correction that we are looking at here, the market will push the price down further, even if the Bank of Japan will not appear in the market. So this is a possible scenario that I'm looking at for USD. The only problem that I see, thank you so much to everyone that is joining so far. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit the like button and follow. Leave a comment if you want. I will try to do my best. Thank you so much. One of the guys is writing in TradingView. Yes, I'm from Albania. Thank you so much, guys. Another one that we are going to look at this moment is KDM. So far, all the yen pairs have approximately the same interpretation. The problem is that they are not in line with each other. Some of them moved too much, some of them didn't move in the same way, but they can do the same bullish correction at this moment. We have to be careful. I don't think that it is a wise decision if you are going to buy. This is the worst decision that you can take at this moment. The only way of trading the yen pairs at this moment, I think that is the sell side, not the buy side. So let's see also what do we have here for KDM. I have shared this previously. As you can see, the price reached both of our targets that we are looking at for the harmonic pattern. And also when the price was at this point, created one movement and later another one. So this was the video that we are looking at. But this is what was on KDM. Oh, I can't find it here. So this is what we are looking for, but the price created the same thing over and over again. So for 2 times and tested this area for 1, 2, 3, 4 tested here. So we had the price that tested the top several times. And as you can see, this area was tested on June for KDM at the end of June. It was tested later on September, mid of October. It was tested on mid of November. And the price was testing the top several times because the Bank of Japan was doing nothing here. And this is a strong reason why we have to be careful. So look at what KDN already is doing at this moment. After the price created the bearish move from the news event, 430 pips, already recovered more than 50% of the movement. So this is a clear move that probably we may see KDN to test the top, and it may create the same situation as before. So be careful. Don't jump in the trade. It's very risky. We may see strange comments from the Bank of Japan again, and the price can do this move and it can stuck in this area between 107.60, 105.40. However, I think that it is likely that the price may continue to test the top for the same reasons that it moved down, because the Bank of Japan is not in the market. So let's be careful also in this situation. All the yen pairs may recover everything what they already lost during these days. Another one that I had some questions was about GBP yen. This is an analysis that I have shared also as a video during the previous week. Every one of you should know that also the sell-off that was created during this week on the yen pairs, it was very risky, and also the short positions were risky as well, considering that the Bank of Japan was not showing anything. The price was just moving up and down in a narrow area. On the other hand, during the last 3 weeks, I can say that the market didn't move properly, and this week was very bad as well, considering that the economy calendar was empty. There was nothing there. The market didn't move in many currency pairs. The focus was only on the ADP data and the non-farm payroll data from the US. We have FOMC, so everything was contracted in the market. And also this move, it was a real surprise despite the fact that happened. So only the news was the catalyst that pushed the price in this way. However, it can happen in these situations. That is why we have to be very careful. When we trade, we should use the stop losses all the time for long or short positions, because we may stuck in this way. When I shared this analysis, the price had a very ugly wedge pattern that was showing for two possible opportunities, and I was looking at for a bearish move from this area. However, it was very risky. It was not that easy as a trade. On the other hand, what we can see so far is that the price from the top created a big move from top to bottom. This move was 1000 pips, but if we are going to take in consideration only the news event, it was approximately 750 pips down. If we are going to increase the time frame so far, what we can observe is that the price is finding a resistance in this zone. So look at where we are at this moment. We had support, and here we have another support. It is likely that on the daily chart we may have a type of pattern that is taking shape in this way, like a type of channel near the top, a type of wedge, something like that. Doesn't matter the final shape, but what we can observe here is that the price is only rising within this pattern. So probably it may not happen, but the chances are all the time that probably we can see these moves to create, and we may see the price to come close to the top to create a new high and to move down again. So if the market is going to speculate again that the Bank of Japan didn't take further actions, I think that the bullish movement is likely to happen soon, and probably it can be deleted easily. We have the history that happened before. Look at how easily the price recovered. It moved down, increased. It moved down at this point and increased again. So I wouldn't be surprised if you can see any bullish move here. However, so far it's very risky in this way, because any other news can push the price down more. We have to understand that the current situation is in oversold conditions, and on a weekly chart, GBP-yen has a lot of room to move down further from this point. So look at the room that the price had here. It was here on 2021. If we are going to take in consideration only 2022, at this point, October, look at the room that it has to move down. 1000 pips more. So that is why we have to be careful from any comment. However, I think that it should recover at this moment. We should see the price to rise again. Very risky, but it can rise. And it can test the top where it was before. I don't like to trade on the bullish side. It's very risky. Probably when the price will be close to the top, we can see for possible selling scenarios. So don't misinterpret the analysis. If you see that I'm sharing the arrows that are rising, these are possible scenarios, but what we have to do is that we can wait for the sell near the top, not to buy and to sell. This is very risky at this moment, considering how aggressive is everything moving down. So this is overall what I'm actually looking at for the moment. So let's see what is going to happen during the coming days. It will be a very interesting week. We are also ahead of the seasons. However, from my experience, not everything works out in the same way. Usually the market tends to slow down during the season moments. We have holidays ahead. We are in one of the most important months of the year for everyone. However, the markets react in different ways. We can face very boring weeks, but we can face also very beautiful weeks in trading, because it can create price volatility. However, everything will be related with the news events that we are going to have, or any type of surprise like the one that we had here. So that's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. Thank you so much for joining. Have a nice weekend, and please don't forget to hit the like button and follow. Thank you. Bye bye.